This is the Carnival chain on hard.
You get a distinct impression of being watched. You hear a giant's voice.
Get up, Nail. More little people. They'll probably try.
Another giant responds.
I don't wanna. You can't make me.
A thunderous voice rumbles next to you.
Careful! That water is shallow.
You explain theater to the giant, but to earn his trust, you'll have to become his apprentice. Your training begins. Brawn Pitts gives you a task.
Seek the altar near the waterfall to appease the spirits before you take their water. And don't be jumping off that cliff. That water's shallow. It might sprain your ankles.
I won't give the full explanation on this one that was given on the other one, but basically, we need to make sure we talk to the water elemental before we grab the water to get their blessing. Looks like I managed to get a lot of stuff here. I think it's not really.
Brawn Pits gives you another task.
You'll find many smaller rocks to the west and to the north of my hut. Crush what you can.
Alright, it's a double remnants weekend. We're getting less remnants because we are running on hard, but because of the double remnants weekend, the remnant boost, we're getting double the chance to get a reward from remnants. So we should see more than usual.
Brawn Pit says,
If Brothers Grimm don't have any firewood, check up in the hills northwest of here.
And I mentioned it in the normal video, but it kind of bears repeating. Don't get fooled into going to get firewood from the Brothers Grimm. They'll just tell you they don't have any and to check here. So just proceed west pretty much for everything.
John Pitts nods towards his campfire.
Eat hearty. You will have a lot of climbing to do to commune with spirits of the sky atop that pillar.
And be sure
The
to use
stew
this.
will give you strength.
Interact with this to get the jump boost.
Spirit's voice resonates in your head. Hurry, they are about to attack.
Fergus still has plenty of spell points left, but I'm going to go ahead and just have him shrine since we're not going to be coming back here. And I'm going to go ahead and give him, since he's taken quite a bit of damage there, I'm just going to go ahead and give him a fire resist. I think Fergus seems okay. We'll see. I'll give it to Fergus if he needs it. But I really want to save that for Reaper, and I'm hoping I get some more level 7 resist energy drops for wands. We'll put him on protect bronze pits mode. I don't know if that'll make too much of a difference, but probably didn't need to waste the fire resist on him. I guess the fire elementals only come out in Reaper and Elite.
Brawn Pit safely reaches the caravan on the way to Stormreach. Your work here is done.
All right, I need to sell real quick before the next one. Since range DPS
The
is pretty
air in
low,
the
I think
illusion
the
area
easiest way
is
is just to
different than outside, as if
fight-
you were transported into
fight
the
these
deep
guys, then
jungles
come
of
back
Zendar.
to
As with anything built by House Phiarlan,
then come back to
it is
Ark
difficult to
afterwards.
tell what is real and what is illusion.
And some of the mechanics in here are a little unusual, so I'll probably repeat those. You know, we have to destroy each of these marks to get past the barrier, the current barrier, to get to the next area.
With a mark's enchantment shattered, the illusions around you dissipate. The way deeper into the illusionarium is open. The air suddenly shifts from tropical heat to bitter cold. It is as if you were teleported leagues away, rather than just having walked a few feet. These arches have signal crystals attached on top. Are they simply decorative? With House Phiarlan, one can't tell. Though you can see the rest of Stormreach through the skylights above, the light from outside does not reach this room. The only illumination comes from phosphorescent mushrooms.
This one I'm going to switch to my True Seeing trinket and cloak.
The Mark of Shadow created copies of itself. They must be illusions. Only destroying the real
And
one
it looks
will
like this
end
one
this
here
death
is the
trap.
real one. You don't need to have True Seeing for this. If you don't have True Seeing, then you just shoot them all one at a time until you find the right one. But you can see with this rotating trap, it's kind of nice to be able to get them right away.
That must have been the real Mark. The illusionary ones have disappeared, as well as the barrier into the next chamber. Unlike the previous room, this place feels like it's built that Scorpion completely enveloped the Mark of Shadow. You will need to destroy it in order to get at the Mark. The destruction of this make-believe Scorpion has also extinguished the Mark of Shadow. The illusionary barrier is gone.
Rather than charge in and fight both the giant and this guy, I'm going to just kind of approach this up to here and then fight him. He's a champion. And then once he's down. I'll come out. And it used to be you couldn't fight this. You couldn't beat this guy until the marks were down. But either, whoop, there we go. Either DPS has improved a lot, or you can see he's regenerating pretty fast there. But DPS is so good we can just take him down. Our DPS, I wouldn't call it amazing, but you know, certainly by today's standard, but it's pretty good, and it does a job for sure. Yeah, I'm a big believer in striking a balance. You know, not necessarily the top tier DPS, not necessarily the top tier defense, not necessarily the top tier saves, but try to have a balance and be, you know, good. You know, try to strike the balance of being pretty good at everything, so you don't have any glaring weaknesses, and then you know, you'll probably be very close to the top tier. Alright, this next one is, it looks like my buffs ran out. Let me renew these. This next one, we don't want to approach it because there's traps. So we could just shoot it from range. There's no enemies that will attack us. We just take it down, either from melee or range. But if you go to melee, with melee, you're gonna take some trap damage.
Run through the gauntlet of House
But if you can take it down before those lions get to you,
still need to enter the chapter
range, but our DPS, range DPS isn't good enough for that.
Attack. The Phiarlan chapter house must have been closed as a precaution during the Grand Gala. The ballroom is on the far side of the chapter house, and it seems rather unlikely that next to the security gates, a large dragon mark of shadow is embedded into the wall. If it were to activate,
we don't want to go to the security gate
to destroy
get in the back
as you did with the marks in the Illusionarium.
It does require a jump, but we did it last time, so we should be able to do it again this time. Again, it's always good to have for this one a jump potion. I forgot to bring it last time and this time, but
normally hosts stage
we're strength-based and we have +2 to our skills.
It looks like its shows are on hold during the Grand Gala.
So we should be able to do it. Alright, so first you want to jump up on this railing, get you a little higher. That'll give you a little help on your jumping. And you can see we kind of barely made it, but at higher levels, running this on Epic, it's generally not too hard, or somebody might have a jump spell. But at this level, it's always good to bring a jump potion and a heroism potion to give yourself enough jump skill to do this. Jump is based on the strength skill, so since we're strength-based, we were able to do it. But if we weren't strength-based, didn't have a jump skill, it might be a problem without that jump potion.
The illusions in this display hall don't appear to be interactive like the ones in the Illusionarium. They probably won't attack you. Hopefully.
If you go to that lower level, you will get attacked by a bunch of illusionary guards. But if you jump like over to this corner and sort of feather fall through this gate without touching the floor, then you won't activate the guards. And this is the
You
part
finally
that's
reach the House
has a bunch
Phiarlan
of skill
Grand Gala.
tests that we prepped
Now,
for
to
before
find
the
the
last
guest
one.
list and add Cyan's name.
All right, so now Cyan is, you can see her coming. She's going to get to her end spot. And then we have our true seeing gear on, so we are going to first head over to this guy.
The party guest here seems like a harmless old elf. These
We're gonna
guards are
pop
supposed to
our
protect the Grand Gala,
charisma
but they only
potion,
have eyes for the old elf.
swap to our
They are
diplomacy
obviously not in their right
gear,
mind.
and then do
Could they
diplomacy.
be
You want to
under
do
a
diplomacy
carnival
instead of
spell?
bluff here. Success. So they leave. If they don't leave,
The
you have to
party
fight
guest
them.
here seems like a harmless old elf, but that facade does
going
not
to
fool you. You
see what he
easily
wants.
see
He has
through
bluff,
to the
intimidate, true
malicious
seeing.
tiefling underneath.
So we're going to go ahead and switch to some bluff gear that we have here. Use the bluff skill. And success. And then he'll come into the library here. We can have a fight with him.
No one is using the library at the moment. House Phiarlan elves must appreciate their parties more than a good book. With the Spellmaster's death, anyone under his evil mental control has been set free.
That's a chest for defeating him. And then there's always a chest up on top. We'll run and get that. That is, I believe, locked, but we can just pick it and to open it. All right, next up we will put back on our regular gear with true seeing, and then we're just going to walk by all these people with the drinks, serving the drinks. And one of these is a tiefling disguised as a drink server. And they are actually a poison master, so we need to find them. And with true seeing, all we have to do is kind of walk by them, and we will it will initiate
One
a
of the drink
dialogue.
servers looks like an elf, but you see
So
through
we'll
her
put our
disguise
bluff on,
to the glowing red eyes of her true tiefling form.
and success.
Migris's death was much cleaner than the one she had planned for her victims. Cyan should
a
be able
chest
to
for
find an
defeating her.
antidote for any poison the party
lucky
guests have
helm.
already imbibed.
Height awareness 0. I don't think that's going to be too interesting. Alright, so this requires either the knock spell or the ability to pick locks, which we're going to do. I'm going to keep Fergus out here. Now I'm going to show you the way to avoid fighting this whole room, but still completing the objective.
You see the aura of a powerful
Use True
illusion
Seeing,
around this guard.
and then
He's
use
not
the
an
True
elf at
Seeing
all.
option,
His glowing eyes
back up
betray
immediately.
his tiefling heritage. There are
and then pull
tieflings
him
in these
back.
rooms, poised to strike at
Out
the
to the
ball.
hallway here. And this is in the old epics. When this used to be a epic quest, this was a way to... Fighting that room was really tough, and this was a way to get through the quest without having to do that. So now we're done. We don't have to actually clear that room to meet this objective. So I'm just going to go down and talk to Cyan. And because we defeated those 3 bosses, unless they've changed it, we shouldn't have an end fight at all. We'll just basically watch the show. And because we completed on hard, we had get 2 chests instead of 1 on like we had on normal. When we do it on Reaper, we'll get 3 chests. And this is for an optional that used to be infamous for dropping tomes. I don't know if that's really still the case. And they're lower level tomes, so probably don't need them. Alright, we got a rare item, Mask of Tragedy. Looks great for Pale Master, not so much for us, so we're just going to vendor this one. But there are a couple of different nice named items from here, especially the Mirror Cloak, which maybe we'll see when we run it on Reaper. Looks like I have enough inventory space to just continue, so I'm going to go ahead and get the talk to Cyan. Don't really see anything too. Well, here's a Gracious Ring. Diplomacy, which would have been an option for this quest if we didn't already have an item. But I'll just take an item and repeat and move to the next quest.
The sounds and smells of the busy tavern drift in from the next room. Perhaps Roderick Nettle won't cause a scene if you ask him a few discreet questions in a public place.
Always good to have the shield spell on in here. So I'm going to use that clicky.
The stench of smoke wafts down the corridor. If you could lower one of the nearby ladders, you would be able to climb up onto the rooftops. As you turn the valve, you hear a metallic clang in the distance, and angry squeals nearby.
And we're getting the spot notice, but you never want to forget about this trap. Well, that's probably better than the bow we have, so I'm going to lock that bow. And we'll take a look maybe sometime after this quest and consider switching that to our current bow. We don't really use a bow for much, but we want to have the best one we can have when we do have to use it. And again, on this one, you just cross over here if you can't disable that trap, and it won't blow you off in that spot. We didn't get those on normal, but it looks like they come on hard and above. Thought that was
As you
only
open
elite
the
and above,
valve,
but it looks like
the
it's hard and
muffled
above.
sound of gears turning can be heard from the water below. Your pursuit has led you out of Tanner's Alley and into a quieter, more prosperous neighborhood. Watchdogs dream peacefully in the sunshine below. If you're careful, you can catch up with Roderick Nettle and still let sleeping dogs lie. Roderick Nettle's familiar giggle can be heard in the next courtyard. It's time to deal with him once and for all.
For this end fight, this guy does have the command spell. It's probably always a good idea to be using this now, but I'm going to give it to myself and to my hireling. And this will prevent us from being knocked down with the command spell. Nothing too interesting. I'll just grab something that we can sell to a vendor. Retake the quest. And then I'm just kind of going counterclockwise here around in a circle. So I'll just might as well talk to this guy on the way. I don't think I need to talk to him. Oh, you know what? We probably didn't get this end reward. That's why he thinks I need to produce a play. So let's grab that. Really, I mean, we're getting a lot of like lower level, 4 and 5 items. I'd really like to get another good sword, a great sword, but just have not seen one. So I'm just going to grab a random loot item here. Repeat the quest for Elite, or Reaper rather. And let's check in with this guy and just make sure we're ready for the end one. Alright. So onto the big top, last one, and then we'll get our chain and reward, and hopefully we'll get some better choices than the last time around. Alright, Tieflings carry magic missile, so I'm going to make sure I keep the magic missile on, especially important for Reaper when you have Famine Reapers and Tieflings and champs. Tiefling champs
The attractions at the entrance appear disturbingly normal.
And you'll see a shield. The shield symbol just went off there. And again. And remember from last time around, it's on the nose.
This blue wheel of ill fortune seems less dreadful. As the rune locks into place, the eldritch power of the wheel of ill fortune dissipates, rendering the wheel inert.
So I'm not going to mention it on every wheel, but basically I'm just going to look at the solution on DDO Wiki rather than run to the gate to get the solution.
The green wheel of ill fortune no longer seems as unfriendly. The major threat posed by this yellow wheel of ill fortune has been neutralized. See that little mini portal, kind of interesting.
You can see Fergus took quite a bit of damage from that explosion, so on Reaper that would be pretty bad. Don't need to worry about the trap for this one because we can't. It's not orange or purple. We only need orange or purple. But I'm going to go ahead and disable it anyways. When we get to Reaper, it'll help for the trap bonus for our Reaper XP. We certainly don't need regular XP. We've been maxed out
The
since before
nearby
we even
red
started
wheel
our.
Wheel of Fortune seems
Since
somewhat less
shortly after
powerful.
we started.
This yellow Wheel of Fortune has been rendered less threatening.
That's orange, so we do need to get this one. And again, just looking on the DDO wiki, it's the circle. So that's a long way. I don't know if we could have more than one ambush. We've been lucky. We haven't really had many ambushes on these. But I don't think it's limited to one per. I think you could have more than one, but I don't know if on heroic you could have more than one. Alright, time to renew my buffs. And we're now at a level where we can get commanded, so I'm going to start
Who can
using my
resist the
protection
challenge
from
of
evil
ringing the high
as a
striker
standard
bell?
buff. That is purple, so we again don't need to check those other two paths. Maybe we'll get that on Reaper so you can see what those other two paths are like.
The high striker stands ready for someone to play the game. An eerie and unnatural quiet permeates the top of the man-made tableau. A contingent of Phiarlan agents stands near the only open entrance into the tent. Their leader watches you expectantly. In the low light of the big top, you can make out Yule de Phiarlan's form. She and her infiltrators stand ready to do violence. Anchors binding her to Eberron
And much like Party Crashers, we get 2 chests for heart.
The plain of Shavaran.
This is a kind of an iconic item. It doesn't really do much. It gives +1 UMD and perform. We really don't need that. We'll probably just sell that. But a lot of people like to wear it for the looks. Another special prefix, so apparently Watchful is heightened awareness plus dodge. This could be useful for a swashbuckler type, but not hugely, probably not confident enough that I will put it on the auction house. I want to make sure I use my 1 per day for something that's definitely going to sell. Alright, I'll just grab one, and we have to run it one more time, so I'll take it one last time for Reaper. And now we get our end reward. Let's see what we have. Alright, so right off the bat, this is arguably the best item available in this list. We're almost definitely gonna take it. If you look at it, impactful, so 2d6 force damage. 2d10 base damage, melee alacrity 4%, so that gives us 4% more attack speed, and adamantine. And so with that, that'll bypass primarily constructs. So, but the combat, the Force and the Evil Outsider Bane would certainly be good when we rerun this on Elite, and so we'll have to consider, are we better off with this or using a great sword, where we get our favored bonus. So we might try it out next time just to see how it works out, but certainly against constructs, if they have heavy damage reduction on Reaper, we'll probably give this a try. But let's take a look and just see what else they have. This is, again, more level 1 stuff. This is another very nice item. It's full plate armor, so if we were full paladin, we might consider this. Charisma +3, physical sheltering 8, and command, which gives you bonuses on your charisma-based skills, but that's very nice for UMD. We don't, if it was light armor, we might consider it, actually. Beyond that, let's see, this Ogre power +3 is minimum 5. We already have strength at 5. These are more level 1 items. Brimstone Verge is basically a ongoing Burning Hands spell if you're running the spell points, plus it gives you fire spell power, so it's nice for a caster. But we're going to take this Antique Great Axe. We're going to retake this chain one more time to run it on Reaper. And I'm going to put this in my hotbar. This is going to be a weapon we're going to use for sure, try out from time to time. It's a very kind of iconic low level and higher level even weapon. This could be turned into an epic weapon. So that is the Carnival chain on hard.